I think that artists deserve to own their work. I just feel very passionately about that.
We're like, sorry, was I loud in my own house that I bought with the songs that I wrote about my own life?
Which brings us to Scooter Braun.
And it was bought by me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Ali, and her name is Nina.
I'm Nina.
We filmed a collab video like 2 years ago, and I thought, let's bring it back today. So if you guys didn't know, this is my friend Nina. We bonded over our love of Taylor and also doing YouTube, two great connections to have. While I'm here in California, not only are we hanging out, we decided to film together. We really wanted to sit down and kind of break down everything that's happened, explain things, answer questions, and kind of get into it all, because it's a very exciting time, not only in Taylor Swift history, but I feel like
in
global,
the music industry.
Yeah, like it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about it. So you guys sent in some questions. Thank you so much to everyone who submits for things like this. It is so much fun. I thought we should start by breaking down the letter that Taylor posted. But before that, I will give a quick 1 minute brief Swiftery and overview of like, how did we get here? Why is this necessary in the first place?
I've never heard Swiftery before.
Also, we are about to film a second video on Nina's channel, which will be a lot less
Professional.
serious.
as it is.
We're going back to 2015 YouTube and filming a Truth or Drink. Watch this first, get some serious education, and then go and have fun, because that's what we're gonna do.
Exactly.
Okay, so just to take you back in time, this is a little crash course of like why the Taylor's Version project was necessary. As we know, Taylor signed her record deal with Big Machine Records in 2005 when she was just 15. For any argument that's like, you should have read the contract more, this was a child, and B, very standard back then, and also kind of still now in record deals.
Well, yeah, because did you see Chapel Roan? Did she leave her label? She switched?
Yeah, she changed labels.
Lizzie McAlpine.
Yep, JoJo's had issues within this contract, and like we're saying, like all contracts at the time, she did not own the masters to her work. So the masters are kind of the final output of anything that is made. So the songs, the albums, the music videos, the tour films, photo shoots, all of these things Taylor was a part of and made, but did not own the rights to. Around 2014, Big Machine was shopping around for buyers.
I was at Twitter in the 2013-2014 period of time, and her catalog was being shopped in that moment in time to places like Twitter and Facebook, and looking for some partner was Big Machines.
This kind of seems random for other people to buy someone's masters, but it actually happens like all the time in the industry.
Unregulated world of private equity coming in and buying up our music as if it is real estate. This just happened to me without my approval, consultation, or consent.
Taylor was technically given a chance to buy back her masters, but not really any reasonable ways. Like, there's one that I kind of refer to as like the Rumpelstiltskin. Is that even the right fairy tale?
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's like you sell your firstborn.
Yeah. So she was going to be able to earn back one album per new one that she gave to Big Machine Records.
But she wouldn't own the masters to the new ones.
Exactly. So she's essentially still trapped.
Stuck.
And she was also, if she were to enter into any kind of meeting with Scooter Braun, had to sign an NDA ahead of time to say she would never disclose what went on, never speak bad about him, which just kind of a red flag if you weren't aware. I just kind of try to keep in mind when people don't come out in support of Taylor that are Scooter's clients. I'm like, maybe they've signed that and they actually can't speak out against him. So in 2019, the worst happened.
Which brings us to Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun and his company Ithaca Holdings bought Big Machine Records, and with it, all of Taylor's work.
Earlier this summer, Scooter Braun, a talent agent with whom Swift says she has a contentious relationship, acquired the rights to her previous recordings, her masters, when his company bought Scott Borchetta's Big Machine label group for a reported $300 million.
After I was denied the chance to purchase my music outright, my entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings in a deal that I'm told was funded by the Soros family, 23 Capital, and the Carlyle Group, the new owner of my art, the music I wrote, videos I created, photos of me, my handwriting, my album designs. The fact is that private equity is what enabled this man to think, according to his own social media post, that he could buy me.
You didn't see it coming.
No.
So how did you find out?
I found out when it was online. I knew he would sell my music. I knew he would do that. I couldn't believe who he sold it to because we've had endless conversations about Scooter Braun, and he has 300 million reasons to conveniently forget those conversations.
I have a whole video on this and how she kind of changed the music industry, which I will leave below. But in 2019, she announced to us her plans to re-record those first 6 albums, thus beginning the Taylor's Version project.
You've also said that you're planning on re-recording some of your music. Are you going to do that?
Yeah, that's true, and it's something that I'm very excited about doing because my contract says that starting November 2020, so next year, I can record albums 1 through 5 all over again. So,
And you'll do that.
I'm very excited about it.
That leads us to this week and the letter that Taylor put on Instagram. This came out, like I said, when we were like driving down the highway.
On the road, a little bit stressed, and then Allie goes, Taylor Swift just posted. Which is like...
rare. We're not used to that at all in recent times.
She hasn't posted since the end of the Eras tour.
I think I saw the emojis and I said to you, I think she bought her master's, and you were like, what?
Oh yeah, because you didn't even read it yet.
Yeah, because the letter was too
letter.
hard to read. The interesting thing is that she didn't announce it in the post.
Do you think it was like a legal thing? Like,
Well, it's a question that I have, because normally when Taylor has announced something, whether it be an album or re-recording, we do find out in the post itself, in the caption, whereas on this, it just said, "You belong with me," with the emojis to her album. And the fact that it was not mentioned in the caption, it's a letter on my site.
Yeah,
not
she
even
was
link in bio,
directing.
just go to my website, and she'd cleared everything else off.
yeah, it's like she wanted to take us off of the platform to her website, which is interesting.
It's something that is kind of not out of character, but like is deliberate. It seems deliberate.
Like, has that happened with anything else before? I don't know. The only other time I remember the website going dark was for Reputation.
Yeah.
When it was like glitching and everyone was trying to decode what was behind the black
when
wall.
she did like the red herring for Tortured Poets.
That too.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, people think that this is a handwritten letter. This is actually a font. So this is a font that was created with her handwriting that she can now use. So we figured we would just go through this kind of line by line. What did you call it before? You said the letter of Taylor.
A reading from the letter of Taylor to the Swifties.
We are here today to discuss this like we're in English class and break down for you what this all means. It begins. Hi. I'm trying to gather my thoughts into something coherent, but right now my mind is just a slideshow, a flashback sequence of all the times I daydreamed about, wished for, and pined away for a chance to tell you this news. All the times I was this close. We will note that there are 12 eyes. We'll come back to that. Reaching out for it only for it to fall through. I almost stopped thinking it could ever happen after 20 years of having a carrot dangled and then yanked away. But that's all in the past now. I've been bursting into tears of joy at random intervals ever since I found out this is really happening. I really get to say these words. All of the music I've ever made now belongs to me.
Ooh, I got chills.
I think that kind of tells you how long Taylor has wanted this for herself. And I think, I don't know about how you feel about this, but I knew it was an option. That she could have the potential to buy that back. I didn't think it would happen before the last 2 being re-recorded.
I didn't think it was gonna happen this soon. Also, while you were reading that, I noticed it kind of is giving me Daylight vibes. 20 years.
Been sleeping so long in a 20-year dark night.
And then there was something.
I also got flashback sequences like your flashback on the
film reel.
Yeah.
You're a flashback and a film reel on the one screen in my town.
It's all in the past now, like it's brighter now.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. And obviously like the You Belong With Me, all of her music now belongs to her.
It's interesting how she said it, like it's all mine now instead of like I bought my master's.
Yeah.
So like the way that she said
That's
it.
so true.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a poet.
She's obviously she's gotta say it in some like very artistic way.
Yeah. You guys feel free to let us know if you thought this was something that she might be doing or considering. I think I just didn't expect it to happen this soon. I don't know if anyone was expecting this, honestly. So she said, all my music videos and the concert films, the album art and photography, the unreleased songs, the memories, the magic, the madness.
The unreleased song.
Oh, we do need to talk about that.
Because I have had multiple videos be copyright striked.
Every time this happens, we text each other because we're like, is this confirmation that Taylor's giving us the unreleased songs?
I wonder if they
When
were
did that
combing
happen?
through
Yeah.
in the last like month and a half.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago.
So, you know, those photos were taken 2 months ago. We found out. So I wonder if they've been spending the last 2 months because I've had
what song was it?
Let's Go Battle. That one was like striked, like struck down, took off YouTube.
Interesting.
And then Dark Blue Tennessee was striked on TikTok.
That
which is crazy.
makes me feel some kind of way.
Because I played a cover up.
It wasn't even Taylor's version. It was Nena's version. And they said no.
Am I not allowed to cover it? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But it is interesting, like, how she put unreleased song.
The fact that she chose to mention that, she could have easily just glossed over that and not included it.
Yeah.
She's deliberately pointing out, I know that you all went on LimeWire as a kid and downloaded my unreleased songs, and I now own them.
I'd Lie.
Oh.
Like, wasn't there something with I'd Lie that, like, oh, she might not put that on debut?
Yeah, so I've talked about this in a video about the unreleased songs, but there are 2 songs that already exist by other artists that sound a lot like I'd Lie, and that's what gives me the fear that she might not put it out. I don't want to put that into the universe, so we'll see. The fact that she chose to mention that to us feels very deliberate, and I think speaks highly of the debut vault.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Although I guess maybe it's unrelated, because she's saying, like, I now also own the unreleased songs as well as the vault is
like
coming.
other people are not going to have the power to release work
true.
that I've done.
Or to prevent me from doing something with them.
Yeah, and she can maybe like release the original version of it.
So that's an option.
That's crazy.
We could get like demos or like old voice recordings. The memories, the magic, the madness. Cute little reference there.
Magic, madness, heaven, sin.
Every single era, my life's work. So it is crazy that even the tour films, like the music videos, these are now things that belong to her again. Financially, when you think about this, what an incredible investment for her, because now owns it for the first time and will in perpetuity be earning money from all of these things that she created.
Because she bought them, her net worth is now 1.4 billion.
Oh, because she now owns them. She spent money, but she gained more?
Yep, because of the longevity of how much money she's going to get from it.
Good for you, girl boss. Okay, so to say this is my greatest dream come true is actually being pretty reserved about it. To my fans, you know how important this has been to me. So much so that I meticulously re-recorded and released 4 of my albums, calling them Taylor's version. The passionate support you showed these albums and the success story you turned the Eras tour into is why I was able to buy back my music. That's like my favorite part of this whole thing. The fact that this whole journey we've been on since 2019 and the Eras tour, like the fans are why she was able to buy it. It's just so beautiful. And the fact that we all attended a big fundraiser event is so special. Any money that you guys spent on costumes, on flights, it was going to such a good cause.
Charity.
Like we now own, technically.
Yeah.
We now own part of
exactly
the old version.
We've got stock.
Yeah. We were buying stock. I can't thank you enough for helping to reunite me with this art that I've dedicated my life to but never owned until now. I can't believe this is real. All I've ever wanted was the opportunity to work hard enough to be able to one day purchase my music outright with no strings attached, no partnership, full autonomy. I will forever be grateful to everyone at Shamrock Capital for being the first people to ever offer this to me. Like we said earlier, there were like shady deals that have kind of been used to make her look bad, to be like, well, we offered you the chance. It's like, get real. The way they've handled every interaction we've had has been honest, fair, and respectful. This was a business deal to them, but I really felt like they saw it for what it was to me. My memories and my sweat and my handwriting and decades of dreams. I am endlessly thankful. My first tattoo might just be a huge shamrock in the middle of my forehead. I also love the confirmation that she still doesn't have any tattoos.
Yeah. But also, there was that deal, like, after Shamrock had bought it from Ithaca Holdings. Where
Oh yeah, so Scooter had like struck a deal with them when he sold it to them that he, for a period of, do we think it was like 3 years or something? There was some sort of period of time where Scooter was still going to financially benefit from the original version.
So this must have been right as she was recording Fearless Taylor's version. She put out that letter that said, to be transparent throughout this whole process, they've come to me and tried to negotiate a deal, but they said that Scooter would still benefit from it for a number of years, and that was a non-starter. So she just
when
said,
she
like,
says like a deal that didn't have any
strings attached,
no strings attached, that's what it means.
Yeah, I mean, it hit the statute of limitations where he did not make any money anymore, so now they were coming back to negotiate a new deal. Now
and
that
we think
he wasn't part
that's
of it.
when this kind of all kicked up for Taylor, like when that deal expired. Really big of Shamrock. Well, not I mean, I don't know if I should say big of them, but like it's great that they then took it to her and said, we want you to have this back. Let's make a deal. We were kind of saying it was similar to with like UMG, Republic, how you'd be stupid not to want to work with Taylor. So in any way that you can make it work for her, it will work for you in the long run. Oh, this is a funny part.
I know. what about Rep TV?
So
the fact
funny
that
to
she
acknowledge
calls
that.
the fact that she calls it our like little like acronym or whatever,
Yeah.
Rep TV.
And capitalized too.
Yeah. Full transparency, I haven't even re-recorded a quarter of it.
We need to talk about that. That is so much. So firstly,
A quarter is so small.
yeah. So she knew I need to address the reputation of it all in this
Yeah.
letter. She was like, if I don't talk about it, these children are going to be running around like chickens with their heads cut off saying, what does this mean for Rep TV? She's seen the clowning online.
For the last 2 straight years.
That is just so funny that it was not even remotely
Yeah.
ready. The
Yep.
fact that like if this deal had not happened, debut likely would have come first. How weird is that to think about?
Yeah.
Like debuts
Well,
ready.
I said that.
Did- yeah, you
I
predicted
did.
that?
I did. I thought for sure that debut would come first and Reputation would come closer to the end
I
of the
felt
year.
the opposite, so you were totally right.
We'll see. we'll see what
true,
happens.
true.
She might drop the rep ball out of nowhere.
So a quarter of it. So
Yeah.
like essentially like 2 or 3 songs. We know she's done Delicate and Look What You Made Me Do. Like I mentioned 2 videos ago, those were done for TV shows. I think it'd be easier to re-record those if you had a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was like, okay, they want to license that song. It's either going to be I re-record it or they're
Yeah.
going to get the old
Yes.
one. I will go and put that down. I will make it. I'll make that song for them.
and they were nice enough to like ask
to
her
her.
to do that.
Which is something
directly.
that we've seen kind of across
Yeah.
the board with the music industry and
Yeah.
movies and TV.
Yeah. They've been very supportive of the Taylor versions.
Which is kind of what we mean when we say like this did change the world in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So she had done those 2 songs and probably not much else, which I don't blame her for.
The Reputation album, Reputation capitalized, by the way.
Confirmation, Rep TV
Yes.
is capitalized.
The Reputation album was so specific to that time in my life, and I kept hitting a stopping point when I tried to remake it. All that defiance, that longing to be understood while feeling purposely misunderstood, that desperate hope, that shame-born snarl and mischief. To be perfectly honest, it's the one album in the first 6 that I thought couldn't be improved upon by redoing it.
And she's right.
Not the music or photos or videos.
Like we had been talking
We know
recently
this.
about like
Yeah.
we've said what could she do
Yeah.
to make the vocals, the production, anything better? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. And also the cover. We've
Yeah.
always been like, what's it gonna
What
look like?
could
How
it
can you make this more
possibly be?
iconic? You can't.
Yeah, and the photo shoot.
Yeah. I
everything.
love that she's like, guys, I
did
know
it the
that this
first time.
slapped. I can't make this any better.
You are not nominated.
I just need to make a better record.
Well, Reputation is a great record.
No, I'm making a better record.
In the music videos, those were
Yeah.
some of her highest budget music videos ever.
I just love that she knows how iconic original rap was and was
Yeah.
like, why even try?
Well, then a lot of people are like, yeah, if you were like a fake fan during the rep era, like you don't get to experience it again.
Yep.
We did it right the first
Yep.
time. You don't
We
get
got
to.
it perfect the first
Yeah,
time
she
round.
said, I see you on Twitter. I saw y'all.
I'm not rewarding this behavior.
So I kept putting it off. There will be a time, in parentheses, if you're into the idea.
So funny. What a comedian.
If you're into the idea, not like we spent the last 2 years.
Not like we didn't send Static to #1 on the charts.
For the unreleased Vault tracks, Vault is uppercase.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like from
Yeah.
the vault is
Yeah.
uppercase, so that
like
makes sense.
from that album to Hatch.
I love the
Easter
choice
egg.
of the
The Easter egg of it all.
This is a really stupid question. Do snakes lay eggs?
They eat eggs.
The reptiles?
I'm sure they lay eggs.
A snake is gonna hatch from an egg. I was like, it's a snake. Okay, I'm reading too much into this.
Maybe I was saying like to hatch. Maybe she's already Easter egged the vault, the Reputation vault.
Oh.
Could
She said
be.
they were fire, so.
I've already completely re-recorded my entire debut album.
A moment to address that. I feel like she just thought that she could put that in the letter and like, that's its
Yeah.
own announcement.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The debut album is
It's done.
fully done.
It's ready to go.
re-recorded. It's sitting on a file. It could be the scheduled Instagram post that currently
Do you
exists.
think like she's done the whole photo shoot,
Yeah.
cover? She had to have,
Yeah.
right?
I think that's what she's been up to.
Yeah, I think so too.
Terrifying concept.
But the fact that she called it her debut album and not her self-titled album.
Yes, this is a first actually. In the Eras Tour film, they made a big deal of writing self-titled. She's always called it self-titled album. Now she's saying Rep TV and debut.
Yep. Maybe she's been chronically online.
Yeah.
Snooping.
She just adapted.
Let's bring back Taylor King.
Yeah.
And I really love how it sounds now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
She's like, I was happy with that one. Yeah, like That's the one that I'm...
And she was like, that one was easy.
That was the thing we were saying about Reputation.
Yeah.
To dive into those emotions,
that's
would be
completely
heavy.
different to any of the albums she's re-recorded. Obviously, they all have pain. They all have, like, Speak Now would have had some hard times. Red, obviously.
Yeah.
But this album is basically two things, you know? The love story of her and her long-term partnership that broke down, and the global cancellation of her career and like a almost life-ending incident, I would say. I don't want her to revisit that. I'm so glad she doesn't need to.
Yeah, just like, and plus like she did basically the whole album with Jack, and it was just them two.
That's the thing, it wouldn't sound any different because
it'd be the same.
earlier albums are like Nathan Chapman, Max Martin, different producers. Yeah. This would be a copy and paste, or
they would try their best to.
Like, Look What You Made Me Do, people would be like, oh, that sounds different,
there's
I don't
like a little
like
thing
it.
off. But the thing about the re-recordings is she cannot copy it to a T.
Legally.
Whether it be melodically, production-wise, there needs to be some things that are different, and
because it has to be considered, or had to be, now, it's
had
in the
to
past, a cover of the original one. I can't believe we're speaking in past tense now about
crazy.
Taylor's versions.
Those two albums can still have their moments.
Can still have their moments, plural.
She's not saying it's not happening, and I feel like a lot of people are like, Rep TV's not coming, or debut's not, like, she's not doing it. She says it's gonna...
It's potential.
Yeah.
Also, I love hearing this read in your voice, because you almost sound like her reading it out. So much
the
better
cadence,
than an Aussie accent, yeah.
The cadence of the... Those two albums can still have their moments to reemerge when the time is right.
Those two. So it's like, she is saying both have their chance.
She's being kind of vague about if she means the full Reputation album or the Vault.
Which I think gives her the chance to decide still.
Yeah, I don't think she's made up her mind, but I think we kind of both think just the Vault, probably.
Yes, I think we'll speak about what we think this will be after this.
When the time is right, if that would be something you guys would be excited about.
Again, you're such a clown.
The second time she's saying, like, if you want
I don't know, like, maybe.
The time might have passed, I don't know. But if it happens, it won't be from a place of sadness and longing for what I wish I could have. It will just be a celebration now.
That is the biggest deal out of this whole thing. For anyone that's been saying, like, what was the point? This is the point.
This is the point.
People don't have to say, oh, like, I'm gonna miss that one thing that she did in the old one. No, because we have both versions now. She owns both versions. So even if things are different, it doesn't matter because you get to enjoy it. It's a win-win situation all around.
It's up to you which version of Better Than Revenge you listen to.
Yep, which... we all know. But it also means, like, there's no pressure on her anymore. God forbid, in an alternate reality, a Taylor's version didn't do well, which wouldn't happen in this reality, but it wouldn't matter because she owns the original anyway. Like, it just takes all of the negativity, all of the pressure for her to, like, beat herself. My God, it's just, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm extremely heartened by the conversations this saga has reignited within my industry among artists and fans. Every time a new artist tells me they negotiated to own their master recordings in their record contract because of this fight, I'm reminded of how important it was for all of this to happen. So like you said, like Chapel, young artists. Who were you talking about the other day?
There was a young TikToker girl who was on a label in Nashville, and she's just like left because of it.
And people are able to go into a meeting now, no matter how old, and cite this and say, hey, I remember Taylor Swift didn't get to own her work. Can you put in my contract that I will? Thank you for being curious about something that used to be thought of as too industry-centric for a broad discussion. Yeah, that is so true, because this has become a mainstream conversation because of Taylor. It, you know, was on the Today Show. We've made videos about it. Something that I never really would have thought that much about beforehand. Taylor has really been able to use herself as an example for the greater good for the future generations.
Going all the way back to 2014 or 15 with her withholding 1989 from Apple Music for streaming.
And then the Spotify of it all.
Yeah.
Yep. She has always...
She's been doing this.
She's
been doing it.
She is the music industry, and she's changed the music industry. You'll never know how much it means to me that you cared. Every single bit of it counted and ended us up here. That's like the biggest deal. The fact that this whole journey is how she was able to... Yeah, it's how she was able to own her work. I know it might seem silly that like we're all so excited by this, but also those of you that get it, get it.
Yeah.
For someone that you're cheering on and have just always wanted the best for, it feels really nice that we could contribute to that. Thanks to you and your goodwill, teamwork, and encouragement, the best things that have ever been mine finally actually are. Elated and amazed, Taylor. My God. I just don't think anyone saw this coming.
No, not at all.
I'm still processing it. And it is interesting that she chose to put it on the website in the way that she did, in the letter that she went in the way that she did. And we also have to wonder if that piece of paper behind the letter indicates a second letter, or is it just a stylistic choice?
And the new logo of the TS has some flags.
That is definitely the beginning, maybe not the beginning of a new era, but it is a new logo.
Yes.
So over the years we've had the iconic Taylor Swift logo. What did you say? Oh, over the years.
Every time I hear that. So over the years.
So I think for me, like this indicates a new chapter essentially. It doesn't mean that it's starting now. I would argue it might be. Like,
or at least like a transitional period.
It's new.
A new chapter, the end of an era.
If you will. It's almost like she started a new job and this is like the stationery she's now writing.
Yes.
Because it used to be the stationery.
From the desk of Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So I would say new era. And I really like the vibe of that TS design. It's kind of giving Art Deco.
Yeah.
Giving Gatsby a little
modern.
bit.
Yeah.
So I know people were saying because of that, they think it's going to have some sort of like jazz alignment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe because of the Gatsby vibe. I don't know if I agree with that yet. We'll get there in a TS12 theories video. Yeah. It's definitely something to keep your eye on. I forgot to say this, but I'm also very intrigued to see the little diamonds and what that might represent. Obviously, this could be a sort of continuation of Bejeweled. It very well fits into the Gatsby theme. I think we're in for a very exciting era. Yeah, also all of the rest of her website being down. My current theory is that they are restocking old merch.
Yeah, we did see that they're like, there's been a shipment of vinyl shipped to the warehouse, and usually we find that out if there's like a new cardigan coming.
Yeah,
like,
that's how we find out.
And it's been right.
Yeah.
So we think they're being repressed under Republic Records instead of Big Machine, because if you buy a vinyl that still has the Big Machine logo, you're still kind of supporting them.
And it will say Big Machine instead of her current new version.
Yeah.
And another thing that we're a little bit suspicious on, because it has recently proven to be right, is that there is a scheduled Instagram post, which I never read much into.
No, I didn't until
this
it
week.
happened.
I was like, damn, people are right. I personally don't know why she does it that way, because I'd be scared someone would post it early.
Yeah.
I would only put it up when I'm ready for it, if you will. What else were we going to talk about?
I guess the last line just reminds me of the end of the like getaway car intro on the rep tour. Like, it would have never landed as so perfectly here, or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah.
When she fell apart. Without your past, you could never have arrived so wondrously and brutally, by design or some violent, exquisite happenstance. Here.
Yeah,
it's kind of about fate.
X marks the spot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you do have any more questions about the letter that we don't then answer in this part, let me know in the comments.
Yeah.
But I will get to some screenshots. Oh, there are a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. Okay, so this is a little a very frequently submitted thing that I want to kind of debunk. In the letter, all of the T's were capitalized. Does it mean something? So I can totally see how you would read it that way. I don't think they actually are uppercase T's. If you look at the top, like there is a little stem above the cross. To me, it is a lowercase T. It just kind of looks like it, because
it's like half
joining
cursive.
It's joining the H in front of it or behind it, and that's why it looks that way. It's actually not a capitalized letter, so you don't need to be circling them and spelling anything out. But the multiple I's on this close, sorry, not multiple, 12 specifically, is a direct Easter egg.
That's something.
Yeah. So she did that also on an Instagram story caption kind of recently. It's just Taylor having fun and letting us know that will be coming. I, as a fan, am very happy for her, but I still want Rep TV. The production of TVs are superior. So, like, I get what you mean. Yeah, I understand where they're coming from, because, like, if we as Speak Now fans, if that was, like, one of the last ones and we weren't going to get it, I'd be like, oh, bummer, because I would have loved to have heard the updated vocals or production. But Rep is so new and was made with Jack, and, like, everything would have been the same.
And her mature voice.
Yeah, her vocals are evolved.
I would say up until Red, it kind of still...
There was improvements.
Yeah, and like her voice sounded young.
Yeah.
So I feel like 1989 maybe a little bit different and vocally, but Reputation I could imagine would sound very similar vocally, because she was what, 25 when she recorded
25 years old.
20,
And if anything, not to say it would have, but like if anything, it would have had maybe less of the emotion that the original Rep had that she felt at that time. So like I can't envision a world in which it would have been a better version.
And when you're talking about production of the songs, I don't think they could have updated the production much more than they had currently did it, because if you think about the country song, like in 2007 and 8, they didn't have the technology that they did they do now to do the Taylor's version.
Yeah.
So they obviously could like smooth some things out or add some extra stuff that maybe like made it sound better, but I don't think there's anything now that could have improved the production.
Yeah, my question, because I do get a lot of kind of like that, and I obviously saw online rep stands being like, we still want rep TV.
Yeah.
My question to those people would be like, what is it that you think the original version is missing? Because we can look at those early versions and say, well, she can add depth to the vocals, she can update something here. I don't understand what you think is missing and needs to be added, I guess.
And some people would argue that they don't like the production of some Taylor's versions.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, that's a big thing we see, is that
like style, or like some people think like We're Never Getting
Holy
Back Together
Ground
doesn't sound exactly the same.
So a lot of the time, and even Look What You Made Me Do, like this would have come out and people would have criticized it and said, oh, I'm still going to listen to the old Dress, or The Baby on Gorgeous sounds weird now. I'm going to listen to the
King of
old
My
one.
Heart is so specific.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being better.
I can't.
Honestly.
You can't
Getaway
replicate
Car.
that. Yeah.
It was like, you know.
This is just the best thing that could have
Anyways.
happened. Are you guys calling them reclaimed or original versions? I quite like original.
I think I called it first version when the first time I referred to it.
The First Testament?
First version.
Old Testament, New Testament?
Exactly. Yeah, OG. Just OG version.
Yeah. I got this a couple of times as well. I'm confused. How did Scooter not have a part in the deal when he had bought them? Yeah, great question. That is because he had since sold them. So he did own that for a while. He had like the possession of those rights, but he had since sold them to Shamrock. So Shamrock is how Taylor was able to buy them.
And they waited until he was not involved anymore to do the
Which
deal.
this conversation might have been happening over years.
Yeah.
Like she might have approached them or vice versa years back.
Yeah.
And they could have said, once this whole, once Scooter is out of the picture.
Like call us up later.
Yeah, yeah. So it's win-win-win. He doesn't benefit in any way. We love to see it. I just thought this was really nice. Just wanted to hear all the things you're both most excited and passionate about. Debut TV. Still
Cold as You.
Yeah, yeah.
Cold as You.
People are gonna realize how good Cold as You is so soon.
Yeah.
And that's so exciting.
Invisible.
The Vault. I can't lie. The Vault for me.
Yeah. I think like all those songs that we like had listened to like on YouTube or MP3
Illegally.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is a great question. Did you ever get tired of the rep TV clowning? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think we've spoken to each other a lot about this in person, and I think I've talked about it on my channel. It just gets to a point where we're kind of just like, anytime maths is involved, I'm checked out. Anytime for me, people referenced Blake and the Justin and Kanye and his actions, I'm like, her personal life is not an Easter egg. Don't go down that rabbit hole. For me, it wasn't so much the clowning, because we love predicting and theorizing.
We love theorizing.
Yeah,
but
that's the fun part. It was the result.
Expectation of like you're expecting it to happen.
And then it was the demands and disappointment when you didn't get it. And that is made even more funny now, knowing that it wasn't even close to being done.
Which is why, like, when Grammys happened and then most recently the AMAs, I didn't even try to...
You weren't even at all predicting anything.
No.
Yeah.
I almost didn't watch the AMAs.
Yeah. Like, I don't blame people for being excited at all.
Yeah.
I do feel a bit of confusion and like maybe a bit of hurt over the fact that rep stands and rep prediction is everywhere. And no one ever asks about debut. Like, that's, I think, why I get defensive, because I'm like, I get DMs every day, questions every day about rep TV, and I'm like, there's 2 left, guys.
I know.
It's different now, I know. I'm speaking in the past year, but I'm like, if you're gonna ask about one, what about the other child?
I know. And I feel like we've seen so many amazing performances of the songs from debut on the Eras Tour as surprise songs.
Yeah.
And I think...
Did that not get people excited?
Like, did people not want to go discover the magic
so true.
of her beginning?
Because it's like, again, back to our point, we're like, rep TV would just sound the same. Debut TV will change lives.
Very different. 16 to almost... This 35? Is almost 20 years.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Anyways.
We
like clowning as much as the next person.
Yeah.
We just know when to stop.
Because also, like, clowning has always been a part of this experience.
Yes, exactly.
I think just because we were used to the two-year album cycle, we were never expecting something so close together. Like, having got an album last year, it never felt... oh, if I don't get something soon from Taylor, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Now, I got this question probably the most, and that was like, which OG song did you go and listen to as soon as Taylor broke the news? So I will say, there was a bit of confusion with this. When Taylor posted about owning her masters, she didn't own them yet.
Yeah.
It was as of midnight that night. So it's like,
we
you did have to wait.
Right away.
Yeah. Because we were away, I don't think we like rushed, like I don't remember putting a first song on. Do you?
Well, we both posted Did we both post a song?
I posted Better Than Revenge, but I hadn't played it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I posted about Last Kiss because
on brand.
She took away the shaky breath, and I don't even think does you think she knows about it? Like,
she would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
But I
just
think
decided-
she also wouldn't try and force it if it wasn't
That's so true. That's so true because that was like a raw experience recording the song, and she left it in as a thing. But it's just her voice, her really young voice singing that song, the emotion there.
Knowing that, like, when you can hear someone that young singing about something so sophisticated.
Yeah.
I haven't even listened to All Too Well original.
Yeah.
In how many years? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't gone back really and listened to anything yet. I think it's gonna take a little bit of time for it to sink in for me because
I feel like it's like a knee-jerk reaction to not listen to it.
Exactly.
I skip it immediately when it comes up. So
I don't know if you heard before in the shower I played How You Get the Girl, like old version. But I was like, I don't know, it feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
I'm doing something wrong. It'll take a minute to get used to.
Yeah, there's nothing that I was like, oh, I've been dying for years to go and listen to this old version of.
Yeah.
So I think now it's kind of just great that we have this like buffet of options and you can pick and choose your favorites to make a playlist of.
Because if I wanted to go listen to the old version, I would put my
Your
CD on. So
or a vinyl or something.
We were doing it ethically.
I think like also I'm so excited for debut that I'm like, should I listen to it now or wait? Like, do you know, like when you've read a book too close to the movie coming out, like I don't want to compare them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited though. But in the comments, let us know which was the first song you guys ran to. I'm gonna guess Style or Better Than Revenge.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll love debut Taylor's version more than the original? That's a hard question to ask nostalgic little bitches.
I think you're gonna say no.
I don't think so. I think I will love the new version.
Really? More than the OG?
Well, I mean, it's hard to answer that now knowing like she owns both, but like the vocal improvement is going to be insane.
Okay, yes.
But
sentimentally and then like musically will probably be two different answers.
That's going to be fighting against each other, and then obviously this has the benefit of the vault. So if this version has I'd Lie, Crazier, or You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home, you can literally throw the original one away. Or even like I Heart or Permanent Marker.
Oh yeah.
But I think for me,
I'm still holding out hope.
Right. With Fearless, it was such a faithful re-record that the nostalgia of the original didn't even have a hold on me anymore because
honestly,
it was such a great reinterpretation.
I agree with that.
But I think debut will be the opposite because it'll be so different vocally.
Yeah.
It's great that we have both now because I don't have to answer this.
Yeah.
So obviously we will both make videos about this possibly at some stage, but predictions for TS12, aesthetic, etc. So I think we both are kind of on the lines of like a lilac purple vibe at the moment.
Because of the little Easter eggs.
Yeah, so she'd had like purple nails.
A couple times she's had purple nails. And also
in like insignificant moments.
The Fortnite YouTube short, she had the sparkle nails.
And in the recent photo.
In the recent photos from the announcement, and then also in the ad for the Eras Tour book.
Yes, and people could argue also that the top she's wearing could be lilac.
Yes, and then also in the holiday drop when she did like all the Eras merch, all of either the lyrics or like the designs had stars on them.
Yep.
They were all about lyrics about stars aligning and, you know, the way my blue eyes shine.
Which
stars.
makes sense for current events.
Yes, so purple, like lilac and stars.
I'm kind of going for like a dreamy vibe.
Less lover, but more like...
Maybe not like Midnight's adjacent, but yeah, not celestial, but... I don't know. Because I guess she would want to do something very different to Lover since people are anticipating a similar thematic album. So I guess if I'm going to play God here and choose my own aesthetic, I'm going pop rock. I'm going So High School 2.0.
Okay, that's what I was thinking because I was just thinking about, we were talking about We're Never Getting Back Together rock version.
Which aren't we always talking about?
We need a little bit more electric guitar going on.
Yes.
Like we need to bring in like, you know, some of that Story of Us, like that kind
when
of
she
vibe.
would cover songs on the Speak Now tour, like Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, and it had that real rock energy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We were thinking of doing a video where we like see if we could make up song titles and explain to the other person what the song was about.
Yes.
We'll see if we get that. But if anyone would like to, submit down below what your predictions for TS12 are, because then we can come back and revisit this and see who was right. How does it feel to be two Swiftie queens maximizing your joint slay?
Feels great.
It feels really, really good. Because we both film alone normally, getting to be together for this whole announcement and week of excitement has been so fun.
Yeah, like what were the odds of this happening?
Thank you so much, Taylor, for letting us experience.
You know, the stars aligned again.
Okay, can you still do deep dives about Reputation and Debut even if we probably won't get the TVs? Yes. So I had that realization like 2 days ago. I said to Nina, I was like, oh my god, I won't be making a video of like everything you need to know about Rep before we get Rep TV. But if you guys want it, not to sound like Taylor, but if that's something that you'd be interested in, I could just make a video being like, here's what the album was about. For anyone that wasn't there or just wants to walk down memory lane. And Debut, obviously, as soon as she announces Debut Taylor's version, I always wait until it's Taylor's timeline. As soon as she posts that butterfly announcement, I'm there. Do you think you'll do any? I think you should.
I don't know how I would do it without talking about unreleased songs or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I might do something that had to do with like guitar.
I was gonna say, you could weave it into your teaching.
Yeah, I would love to go back on her performances in the debut era and just like, you know,
if you guys aren't already, you should join Nina's Patreon where she does amazing guitar lessons. Add some value to your life. Okay, if you could only get Rep Vault or Debut Vault, which would you pick? And this is like, we know songs that could be in the Debut Vault.
We don't know.
No guarantee. And we had no idea about the Rep Vault.
Yeah.
Unless we consider those like, This Is What You Came For, I Don't Want to Live Forever.
And it's because the only reason I would choose Rep is because I want to know the tea.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she kind of blocked out everything before Joe.
Yeah.
We know nothing about like Calvin Harris 2016
I would
Weird
love
Summer.
a Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston song.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Or any of the cracks in the beginnings of their relationship because we didn't even know anything until like Cruel Summer and
Do you think there were
Street.
cracks when she was... That was such early days. Do you think there were?
I know, but if you think about it, it's like she kind of skipped talking about the beginning in Rep because she just talked about how in love they were currently.
I feel like there are songs on Rep that are like new beginnings.
I guess so, but not in the way of like, I feel like in Lover we saw Afterglow.
Yeah.
And we saw more hesitation and like, oh, maybe they like they broke up or maybe they like had arguments. And I feel like in Lover she showed us another side of the relationship that wasn't like this like
brand new
perfect
shiny
moment that we both came together, you know?
So true. I think
I would choose Debut.
Yeah. I think me too. I could live without ever hearing the Rep Vault. I wouldn't like to, but I could.
Yes.
But because we know so much about the Debut Vault, it would like plague me forever to not hear it. It's also so weird to think about now, like obviously we know Taylor hasn't re-recorded Rep. So anything we theorize hasn't happened yet. So now that she owns the original version, does that mean if she had been planning on re-recording This Is What You Came For, I Don't Want to Live Forever, etc., she now might be like, well, I don't need to. So why would I make them vault tracks if I don't need to? Like, does that free up spots for other vault tracks? Would she still record them anyway? Like, it's such an interesting question because I guess with songs like Better Man, Babe, she didn't need to make them vault songs, but she did. Who's to say? Who's to say, really? Could any vaulted songs make a comeback like Cruel Summer did? Vaulted songs like on Rep?
Oh, I think they mean like a song that was released like 5 years ago. Because like Cruel Summer didn't have its moment till 2023.
Well, we just saw this past week without even releasing anything. Taylor charted all of her albums. So
Reputation was number one.
Did, yeah.
It went number one. That's
and
so
Debut
crazy.
number 4? Like, I'm proud of her for that.
And that's over music that is currently being released, which is crazy. Yeah. This album came out in 2017.
That wasn't even a new drop. That was just old stuff.
So,
if you were picking an old song, I don't know if this happened when it came out, but I'm like, how was Wonderland never a smash hit?
Yeah.
It's such an incredible song to me.
Yeah.
I guess also because you can look at songs.
I guess All Too Well too.
Yeah.
Had a second chance in the sun.
It had a second run.
You would love just because it's my favorite. No,
because a song that could like
maybe Getaway Car.
Oh, if Rep TV came out, Getaway Car TV would have had a big moment. So now maybe the original will.
I think maybe like a song on Reputation might have its second wind, and I feel like it kind of did.
If she had a music video for Getaway Car as well.
Yeah.
Which she might.
Yeah, well, if you think about a continuation from like...
it seems like she was planning to. Yeah. It's so interesting to revisit that music video now.
Yeah.
Because the entire thing essentially was about like reclaiming
her
stolen things, which now doesn't even like matter.
Yeah, she did it.
And yeah, the end of that music video kind of hints at a Getaway Car. I feel like we might get a Getaway Car music video.
I would love that.
Yeah. My prediction would be that if Jenny Han put any songs in season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, they might have a moment.
Yeah.
Could you see Getaway Car fitting in season 3? It would fit.
Yeah.
Just end storyline.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think maybe like one of King of My Heart or something. Or like maybe like a Daisy with Your Hands Tied. Delicate. Oh, Delicate already was in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would actually make the most sense. I don't know. I don't know if any of the other songs would.
Oh, what songs do you think she had trouble re-recording on rep? This is not even that relevant, but I did wonder like which child would be the baby on Gorgeous. My theory is that she would have asked Abigail's baby, if it's old enough.
Or yeah, like a family member.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone that's not gonna like
Someone
not
that'll
be in her life, yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Which songs would be the hardest? I think just like concepts like Please Don't Ever Become a Stranger Whose Laugh I would
Just singing
recognize.
it in like yeah. Or I would, if you were going to go vocally, maybe like Don't Blame Me with those high.
You don't think she's a...
I think
Does she
she probably
struggle
could.
now?
I think she probably could, but I think maybe like, I don't know, maybe like production or like not getting it exactly, because that one like in the bridge, oh Lord save me. I think people would be comparing that.
Oh, for sure.
And like the high notes.
For sure.
And
Everyone would compare
yeah.
it.
Or King of My Heart, just the production of it.
Yeah. Which song do you think would be...
Like emotionally? Probably, yeah, New Year's Day or like Call It What You Want. Because remember Angry version? Call It What You Want, Angry version.
Yes.
My baby's fit like a daydream, walking with his head down. I'm the one he's talking to. So call it what you want, yeah, call it what you want to.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that she doesn't have to put herself through that. Can you foresee Taylor championing the birth of the next gen music label? I can for sure see Taylor one day, like, obviously I think her career will continue, but someday opening her own label or like teaching songwriting or taking on some sort of mentor role.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure, because I think a lot of people are like, well, why hasn't she done that already? Because
she's still making great albums and touring.
The thing is, I think maybe like she would want the time to dedicate to that.
I agree.
And she has like so much going on.
Yeah, she's still in her pop star era, and
Yeah.
you know, if she ever chose to start a family someday or like step away from the limelight and want to have a more behind the scenes like backstage role, that'd be a great avenue for her. We've seen how much she cares about taking care of the next generation, and she would be an incredible like mentor and advocate.
And Ed Sheeran did that. He has his own label.
Oh, is that what Maisie signed to? Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
Great idea. Oh, do you think we will still get debut and rep cardigans? I really want both of those. I think
Please
so.
no. I can't afford it.
I think we will, but that might be just wishful thinking.
But
I just think
Evermore
why
never got
wouldn't-
one.
Oh, true.
So she did come up with like Fearless, because we thought that would never happen. And then,
Yeah.
so I think probably, but will Evermore
You'd
ever
be
get
stupid
one?
not to. Evermore will never get one. Sorry, Evermore. It's just not happening, I guess. Let's not get our hopes up. But I think financially, from a business perspective, you'd be stupid not to.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I understand not wanting to make rep TV. I support it. I get it.
I get it. Like, I respect it.
But cardigans? Yeah, why not? Because I want the
I'll buy
I want the debut one. Would you buy a rep cardigan?
Yeah, I have to
Living in
complete
California?
I have to complete the collection,
You're
unfortunately.
down bad. Do you think she's just laughing at all the rep TV truthers?
Yeah.
I hope so,
I
because
think
you
it's-
wanted to have
yeah.
a giggle, right?
And I think like the first time in Argentina where they were yelling, Reputation.
Probably do something like, now go stand in the corner and think about what you did.
I think she got a good chuckle.
Yeah.
And then she said, go stand in the corner.
And think about what you did. And that she's kind of been doing that ever since.
Yeah.
I do hope she's like found it funny.
Yeah, I hope
and
so.
not felt
Yeah.
such severe pressure from it.
Well, I think, that must be hard. Being like, oh shoot, I don't even have it done at all. They're gonna be disappointed. Hopefully she feels like some people are responding positively to it.
Hopefully the response to this news and how incredibly positive it's been makes that all worthwhile. Like, I can't remember a day this joyous in like a global community sense in so long. It feels like we're like back on a good timeline. Be honest, before Taylor owned her masters, did you ever stream an OG version?
Probably on accident, because
accident?
Maybe I do say that.
Probably. Most Americans do.
Dumb American. Okay, by accident. Probably because I've had so many playlists on my thing. But I did look up this thing where it would automatically transfer
That's
all
so
your
cool.
playlists
How
from
smart
to
someone made
Taylor's
that.
version.
Yeah.
So eventually I did that, but I probably have accidentally.
Yeah.
And maybe once I listened to 22 regular version because I thought the guitar sounds better.
I respect the honesty. For me,
Sue me.
the hardest
Sue me.
thing, I would always screen record songs to put in my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And like, I have a public Spotify, so I'm like, people can see I'm listening to the original non-Taylor's version.
Cancelled.
Yeah, so it's like I was hearing
You're done.
it, I was playing it technically, they were getting a stream from me, but I had to like, if I was doing a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility she could still drop Rep TV? She never actually said she won't release it. Because like we said, there's been a lot of confusion around that.
Yeah.
Taylor has kind of left it open-ended so she can really decide. We could share what we think our prediction is.
Yeah. Like she's unsure of what her like main decision's gonna be.
Yeah.
But we think most likely we'll definitely get the vault.
Pretty
much. Highlighted the vault and she had said in that interview last year that the Rep vault tracks were fire. So she feels good about those.
Could we say that the Rep Vault might be recorded? Because she said she hasn't done the album.
Yeah, I think
that doesn't
so.
mean the Rep Vault isn't done. I think they're ready.
Yeah, maybe she's just saying a quarter of the original album.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess that's what I think.
I think we will get the Rep Vault even if only for like completion's sake. Like I think it would feel weird to not.
Yeah.
My prediction or like wish would be that she puts that out with kind of a reimagined Rep album, which maybe has like stripped back versions, more experimental versions. If you could look at it like an album of like girl at homes, like she can just have creative free reign to do whatever she wants.
And it's supposed to be a different version or like
it's intentionally different.
The live version of Dancing with Your Hands Tied or like maybe like a live album from the Reputation tour would be something I would love to hear.
Because now she owns the rights to that.
Yeah.
She can do
extended version of I Did Something Bad, the whole nine.
Yeah, we both love the acoustic version of that from the tour. So for her to go in and record them in a way that is so deliberately different, no one can compare them. I think obviously she doesn't need to devalue the old one now, so she has the chance to do whatever she wants.
How many songs do you think would be on the vault tracks?
Besides one album, they were all 6 vault tracks. So every album
had 5
had
on 1989 and 6 including Sweeter Than Fiction.
Yes, which doesn't really count, I guess, because it's not on there.
Yeah.
But every other album had 6 because if we don't include like Ronan, Better Man Babe, etc.,
that's true.
they
So
all have
6.
6. So I'm locking in 6.
Okay, and maybe she'll do like a chapter thing like she did when she released those 4 songs right before the Eras tour.
What was it? Like all the girls you
Yeah, this
like,
is a movie, Safe and Sound, Eyes Open. That's what I was thinking. Maybe like she would do like a chapter, like more rap or like some kind of alternate
the
title.
Rep Vault. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe it exists under some other name on streaming or it gets tacked onto the end. That's all for her to decide now.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, so her using the phrase, "this is really happening," that is an unreleased song. Means she re-recorded it for the vault. I'm not taking it as confirmation.
Nah.
Could be a cute Easter egg.
Could be.
Why did she choose the deluxe Fearless edition for the announcement post?
Because, she had all the vinyl around her, and they don't have an original pressing of the original Fearless. They only have the Platinum edition.
So it just didn't exist in the original format.
And I think she wanted to make it so that it was like, all the songs included in the Platinum edition were in it as well. But probably mostly because they don't have a original Fearless pressing.
They would have just had to make a fake one.
Because, you could say the same about Red and Speak Now, I guess, with the deluxe version.
True.
So
it's funny that it's like it was just the Fearless that didn't get it, but
and why is it black though? It's just not that
it doesn't fit the vibe.
It's like a little she did background remove.
Yeah. Not even Canva Pro. It was done by hand. Oh, I want to end on this. Do you believe that after TS13 she'll disappear? Not at all. Yeah. If I was a betting person, I could put my life on no.
Yeah. Because she just said, the more albums I started making, the happier I was.
The more she creates, the more creatively fulfilled she is.
Yeah. I'm making more albums at a more rapid pace than I ever did before because I think the more art you create, hopefully the less pressure you put on yourself. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you keep making stuff, you just keep making stuff and hopefully you get better at it. Recently, I've found that the more things I make, and the happier I am. I am happier when I'm making things more often.
May her career look different eventually? Absolutely. Yeah. But she'll never stop doing this fully, which is how blessed are we to love someone so much that loves what they do.
Yeah.
I think Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift will always exist in some capacity, whether she's still touring, performing, songwriting, leading others. I don't think TS13 is the last we'll see of her.
No. It'll be a special one though.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Again, if you do have any more questions that we haven't quite touched on, leave them below. Thank you for hanging out with us and discussing this very exciting news event. We're still like kind of in disbelief and
I'm so excited that we were here together
yeah,
to talk about it.
It's been such a joy to have someone to share this with. Thank you all for watching, and now you can go over to Nena's channel and watch us drink or tell the truth, I guess.
I guess so.
I'm nervous, so let's do it. Nena's channel will be linked below. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Give the video 2 likes if I should move to California because I love it here. And I will see you all next time. Bye.
Is this what it feels